Rules of origin are one of those instruments that people are usually scared of because they're very technical, complex. They might have a difficult drafting, difficult implementation, and yet they're everywhere. And I think more relevant than ever in terms of the way governments relate to each other, in the way governments manage their relationships with their trading partners, in the way now countries will be fighting climate change, and the way countries will be implementing the policies that they need to secure the products that are important for their national security. So I think rules of origin have a future that is certainly central in trade policy making, and then that they will become more and more relevant. So there will be more and more pressure on this instrument, which then brings the question about the costs that they have for businesses, of course, who are the main users of rules of origin.
I believe the future of rules of origin relies on the hands of the LDC. The WTO LDC Group has been achieving milestones on rules of origin since 2004 and has continued to push forward the agenda of the Committee of Rules of Origin, furthering the implementation of the Nairobi decision.
Rules of origin will continue to play a crucial role in international trade and will remain central subject of discussion by governments and private sector.
Quite ironically, the more arbitrary tensions, the more there are sanctions, the more rules of origin comes into play. You need to remind that whenever you are discriminating among trading partners because you are enacting a measure, be it a sanction or be a safeguard or be a trade instrument, then you need a rules of origin. When the rules of origin as trade tensions are rising, also the need of rules of origin is also rising.
The future of rules of origins should seek to adapt increasingly to economic realities. At the same time, efforts should be made to simplify and rationalize these rules in order to permit the efficient utilization of preferential markets access.
And whenever you need to distinguish between trading partners, you need the rules of origin and an instrument to do so. So as trade tensions are growing, the future for rules of origin is bright. Fortunately, not for the time being. There has been a series of attempts also by the World Trade Organization. The latest attempt is in the World Customs Organization, where a number of countries, including UNCTAD, is making a proposal to discipline rules of origin at multilateral level.
The studies submitted by WTO LDC groups show a growing trend toward convergence. Nevertheless, countries' negotiations are complex, and for this reason, great effort should still be made to reach a discipline in rules of origin.
We are noticing a positive trend on the LDC preferential rules of origin, emerging from preference-granting countries as slowly aligning their rules of origin to the Nairobi ministerial decision. The fact that we are having a mandate in the Committee of Rules of Origin in the World Trade Organization, we're looking forward to see that further guidelines are being developed.
The fact that rules of origin become so central in trade policy making, not as a trade policy tool in itself, but as a supporting measure for the implementation of other policies, means that we also need more than ever international cooperation in this area. And here's where governments will have to work together to define common terminology, to define common standards, to define transparency standards so that they can monitor who's doing what, and ultimately, I think, facilitate trade conditions, ease trade costs for the companies that use these rules.
I think the LDCs are contributing actively to achieving the discipline in the rules of origin. However, I believe there is a lot of work left to be done. I remain optimistic with the momentum and milestone that the WTO LDC Group has achieved, that we will eventually achieve a discipline in rules of origin in the medium terms.